Listen to me. If you're tired of wandering through life, if you're sick of waking up every morning without knowing where you're headed, this is for you. We live in a world full of distractions, social media, opinions, failures, doubts, and they're stealing your focus. They're hijacking your destiny. But today, I challenge you to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. You gotta lock in. You gotta live with laser vision. It's about clarity, discipline, and relentless pursuit. When a laser hits its target, it doesn't flinch. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't get bored. It doesn't get distracted. It goes all in until the mission is complete. That's how I want you to live. Focused, fierce, and faithful to your dream. In life, the difference between success and mediocrity often comes down to one power principle: clarity. When you know exactly what you want with no doubt, no hesitation, and no confusion, you begin to move with an energy that most people will never understand. You wake up with purpose. You operate with intensity. You speak and grind with a direction that can't be shaken. That's what I mean when I say clarity is power. It's the foundation of laser vision living. Most people are wandering through life with a foggy vision. They have vague goals. They say things like, I want to be successful. Or I want to be happy, but they can't define what success or happiness means to them. You ask them what their dream is, and they hesitate. You ask them where they want to be in 5 years, and they shrug. Listen to me. If you can't see it, you'll never achieve it. You got to define your goals with such clarity that you can close your eyes and see it like it's already yours. If your vision is blurry, your grind will be weak. If your vision is blurry, your effort will be inconsistent. If your vision is blurry, your results will be random. See, when I was homeless, I didn't just want to get off the streets. I had a clear vision. I saw myself speaking on stages. I saw myself impacting millions. I saw myself walking across the stage with my PhD. That clarity gave me something to fight for when I had nothing. It gave me a reason to get up at 3 a.m. It gave me a reason to keep pushing when people laughed, doubted, or ignored me. That vision was so real to me, I could feel it before it even happened. You need to ask yourself right now, what do you really want? And don't give me the safe answer. Don't give me what your parents want, what society says is realistic, or what your current situation suggests. I'm asking about the dream that keeps you up at night. The vision that gets your heart beating faster. That thing that scares you because it's so big, but you know deep down you were born to do it. And once you know what you want, you gotta define it. Don't just say, I wanna be rich. How much money do you wanna make a year? Doing what? By when? Don't say, I wanna be in shape. What's your goal weight? What's your target strength level? How many days a week will you train? The more specific your vision, the more focused your actions become. Vague goals create vague results. Precise goals create powerful outcomes. Clarity gives you the blueprint. It gives your brain a target to lock onto. You ever notice how when you buy a new car, suddenly you see that same car everywhere on the road? That's because your mind is now attuned to it. It's in your awareness. The same thing happens when you get clear on your goals. Opportunities, people, ideas, and strategies start showing up. Not because they weren't there before, but because now you're focused, now you're tuned in. Your subconscious mind is working with your conscious effort to bring the vision to life. But clarity isn't just about writing down goals. It's about being emotionally connected to them. It's about knowing your why. It's about having such a strong purpose behind the vision that nothing can knock you off course. Because I promise you, life will hit you. Disappointments will come. Failure will visit. Doubts will whisper in your ear. But when you know what you want and why you want it, you won't quit. You'll stay locked in. You'll adjust your path, but you won't abandon your mission. And let me say this, clarity isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily decision. You have to remind yourself of your vision every day. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Visualize it. Meditate on it. Keep it in front of your face, because every day the world will try to blur your vision. Distractions will pull you in 100 directions. Doubts will creep in. People will try to hand you their limitation. If you're not careful, you'll start chasing goals that don't even belong to you. That's why you must protect your clarity like it's gold. Because it is. Clarity also brings confidence. When you know where you're going, you move different. You walk into rooms with purpose. You don't need validation from others because you're not guessing. You're building, you're not reacting. You're creating. You don't waste time comparing yourself to others because you're on your own unique assignment. Clarity sets you apart. People will wonder how you stay so motivated, how you keep going when others give up. It's because you see what they can't see. You have laser vision. But here's the truth. Clarity comes with cost. It means you'll have to cut off some things. You can't say yes to everything and still expect to reach your vision. You'll have to say no to good opportunity so you can say yes to the right ones. You'll have to disconnect from distraction. You might have to distance yourself from people who don't support the mission. Clarity requires courage, but that's the price of greatness. Some of you are frustrated not because you lack potential, but because you lack clarity. You're grinding hard, but there's no aim. You're hustling, but there's no direction. It's like running on a treadmill. You're burning energy, but you're not going anywhere. Today is the day you step off that treadmill and start walking with direction. It's time to get serious about your vision. Time to stop playing small. Time to stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. I want you to take out a journal, a piece of paper, your phone, and write down your vision. Be specific. Be bold. Don't filter it. Don't edit it. Don't shrink it to fit your case, your current situation. Stretch your faith. Expand your imagination. Write the vision. Make it plain. Then every single day do something, no matter how small, that moves you closer to it. Every step counts. Every action matters. And remember, clarity is about having every step figured out. It's about knowing the destination and trusting that the path will unfold as you move. Faith and clarity go hand in hand. You don't need all the answers to start. You just need the vision and the commitment to chase it relentlessly. So from this moment on, I want you to live with laser vision. I want you to walk like you already have the victory. I want you to speak like the vision is already yours. I want you to grind like your life depends on. Stop living by default. Stop living by default. Start living by design. Your future is calling. Your dream is waiting. Your legacy is in the making. It all starts with one decision. Get clear. Stay clear. Live with laser vision. Distractions are the silent killers of dreams. They don't come in loud. They don't come in threatening. And that's why they're so dangerous. They sneak in quietly, stealing your time, your focus, your energy, and eventually your destiny. If you're not actively eliminating distractions, you're unconsciously allowing them to destroy your future. The truth is, you can't live a life of laser vision while letting everything around you pull at your attention. Living focused means you have to be intentional about what you let in, what you listen to, what you give your time to. Every distraction you entertain is an opportunity you delay, a goal you postpone, a purpose you betray. Every single person who's ever accomplished something extraordinary had to fight against the distractions. They had to choose between scrolling and studying, between partying and practicing, between blending in and breaking free. The people who rise to the top are the ones who said, "Oh, this is my vision, and nothing will pull me away from it." That's laser vision. That's elite focus. And it starts by recognizing that not everything deserves your attention. We live in the most distracted generation in human history. Our phones buzz every few minutes. Social media constantly pulls us into comparison and noise. Notifications, trends, gossip, negativity. It's all coming at us 24/7. If you don't learn how to eliminate the noise, you will drown in it. Some of you aren't tired because you're working too hard. You're tired because you're plugged into too many things that don't serve you. You're mentally drained because your mind is divided. You're giving your energy to 100 things, but none of them are aligned with your purpose. You've got to make a decision. Is your time being spent or is it being invested? Time is your most valuable currency. Once it's gone forever. Every hour you spend in distraction is an hour you never get back. That's why you have to treat your focus like it's sacred, like it's non-negotiable, like it's the lifeline to your future, because it is. You can't afford to waste your attention on things that don't build you. You can't afford to waste mental bandwidth on people who don't believe in you, environments that don't elevate you, or habits that don't align with your goals. Eliminating distractions is not just about avoiding bad things. It's about identifying what's good, but not great. Sometimes the biggest distractions aren't toxic, they're just off purpose. That TV show might not be evil, but it's not helping you write your book. That video game might not be harmful, but it's not building your brand. That endless scrolling might feel relaxing, but it's robbing you of the discipline you need to level up. You gotta be brutally honest with yourself. Is this helping or hurting? Is this adding value or draining me? Is this pulling me toward my goals or pulling me away? Some of you need to clean up your digital environment. Your phone shouldn't be your biggest enemy. You gotta unfollow accounts that distract your mind. Unsubscribe from channels that feed your insecurities. Silence the notifications that break your concentration. When you open your phone, it should inspire you, not distract you. It should feed your vision, not make you forget it. Set boundaries with your screen time. Schedule your work blocks. Use your phone as a tool, not as a trap. And let's talk about people. Some of the distractions in your life are human. They come in the form of friends who don't share your ambition, family members who don't understand your mission, and peers who are comfortable staying average. Listen, I'm not saying you cut everyone off. I'm saying you prioritize access. Not everyone deserves front row seats to your journey. You have to stop letting unqualified voices influence your decision. If someone doesn't support your growth, they don't get a say in your grind. You've got to surround yourself with people who remind you of your vision, not people who distract you from it. People who challenge you, sharpen you, hold you accountable. Iron sharpens iron. If your circle is soft, your discipline will be too. Sometimes the biggest step toward clarity is removing the noise of opinion. Everyone has an opinion, but not everyone has results. You need to stop being available to people who are unavailable to your purpose. Another major source of distraction is our mind, the inner critic. The mental clutter, the doubts, fears, and overthinking. These aren't external distractions, they're internal ones. But they're just as dangerous. You have to discipline your thoughts like you discipline your actions. You've got to learn to silence the noise in your own head. Replace fear with faith. Replace doubt with decision. Replace confusion with clarity. Meditation, journaling, visualization. These are not soft skills. These are tools that help you focus your inner world so you can dominate in the outer world. You can't build something great when your attention is fractured. Greatness requires depth. It requires immersion. You gotta be all in. That means creating space for deep work. No interruptions, no multitasking, just full engagement. You have to build a lifestyle where focus is protected. Maybe that means waking up earlier, working in solitude, putting your phone in another room, using a planner, setting up systems, whatever it takes. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Let me break it down for you. A distracted person is a delayed person. You're not behind because you're not talented. You're not stuck because you're not capable. You're just distracted. And the moment you remove the clutter, your results will accelerate. Some of you are one focus session away from a breakthrough, 1 week of discipline away from a promotion, 1 month of laser attention away from changing your whole life. But you won't get there if you keep letting distractions dictate your pace. There's no shortcut to greatness, but there is a secret. Eliminate everything that doesn't align with the vision. Live lean, mentally, emotionally, and socially. Travel light. Focused people don't carry extra weight. They let go of the unnecessary so they can run faster, grind harder, reach higher. Look at any Olympic athlete, any world-class performer, any top-level entrepreneur. Their life is simple but strategic. They don't entertain everything. They don't say yes to every invite. They're not trying to impress everyone. They're laser focused on their lane. That's what you need to be. You don't owe anyone your distraction. You don't owe everyone your energy. You don't have to respond to every message, attend every event, watch every trending video. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you're saying no to your destiny. So flip it. Say yes to the vision and a no to the noise. You don't need more time. You need less clutter. You don't need more motivation. You need more boundaries. You don't need to do more. You need to focus more. So today, make a decision. Audit your distraction. Cut what needs to be cut. Silence what needs to be silenced. Walk away from what pulls you away. Don't apologize for protecting your focus. Don't feel guilty for choosing growth. Don't hesitate to disconnect from anything that disconnects you from your purpose. Because in the end, your ability to eliminate distractions will determine your capacity to live with laser vision. Vision. The more you narrow your focus, the more you expand your power. The more you reduce the noise, the louder your results will speak. And the more you cut the unnecessary, the closer you get to everything you've ever dreamed of. In a world that celebrates overnight fame and instant success, it's easy to get caught chasing popularity instead of committing to the process. Let me tell you something that can change your life forever. Popularity fades, but purpose lasts. Trends come and go. Likes go up and down. Applause gets quiet. But process builds legacy. Process builds character. Process builds the type of results that can't be taken away. And if you're serious about living with laser vision, you must make a decision. Are you in this for the recognition or the results? Are you chasing the collapse? Or are you building something that lasts? The process is the daily grind. The discipline, the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's waking up early, staying late, showing up when it's inconvenient, putting in the work when you're tired, and staying committed when nothing around you is clapping. That's where greatness is made, in the shadows, in the silence, in the sacrifice. The world may not see you now, but you're not working for validation. You're working for transformation. We've got a generation that's obsessed with going viral, but allergic to going deep. We want impact without investment. We want applause without adversity. But here's the truth. You don't get the crown without the cross. You don't get the win without the work. Every champion you admire fell in love with the process long before the world noticed them. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest because of game day. He became the greatest because of what he did when the cameras were on. The late nights in the gym, the shots no one counted, the sweat no one saw. That's the process. When you commit to the process, you stop worrying about how fast it happens and start focusing on how strong it becomes. You realize it's not about arriving quickly, it's about arriving built. Too many people rush success and they can't sustain it. They climb fast, but they crumble because they skip steps. But when you embrace the process, every step prepares you, every challenge shapes you. Every delay develops you, and when you finally arrive, you're not just there, you're ready. The process is your protection. It's what strengthens your roots so you can handle the weight of the dream. Because let's be honest, success comes with pressure. Fame brings criticism. Opportunity demands readiness. If you get it before you're prepared for it, it'll crush you. That's why you can't shortcut the journey. God is not just interested in getting you there, He's interested in who you become on the way there. He's using the process to mature you, mold you, and make you into someone who can not only handle the dream, but multiply it. Some of you are frustrated right now because your progress feels slow. You're grinding, you're putting in the effort, but the breakthrough hasn't come yet. And you're tempted to look at someone else and ask, oh, why them and not me? But let me encourage you. Don't compare your process to someone else's highlight reel. You don't know what's behind their success. You don't know the price they paid or the corners they cut. Stay in your lane. Trust your grind. Trust your growth. The delay is not denial, it's development. The process also builds resilience. See, when you chase popularity, your confidence goes up and down with the crowd. If people like you, you feel strong. If they don't, you start doubting. But when you commit to the process, your identity isn't based on approval. It's based on progress. You stop needing permission to be great. You stop seeking applause to feel worthy. You grind because you know where you're going, and that's enough. The process teaches you to be rooted, to be consistent, to be unstoppable, with or without the claps. And don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with being recognized. There's nothing wrong with followers, influence, or exposure. But those things should be the byproduct, not the purpose. You can't chase popularity and purpose at the same time. One is about being seen. The other is about becoming. One is about momentary validation. The other is about eternal value. Choose wisely. Now let's talk real. Committing to the process is not glamorous. It's hard. It's repetitive. It's slow. It's lonely. There are days when it feels like nothing is changing. Days when the vision feels far away. Days when quitting feels easier than continuing. But listen to me. Consistent compounds. Every rep matters. Every habit adds up. Every decision builds the muscle. You don't see the results every day, but one day, the results will show up and shock everybody, including you. People will call it sudden, but you'll know it was the result of steady. And that's what separates winners from wishers. Wishers want the finish line. Winners want the race. Wishers want the outcome. Winners fall in love with the effort. Because when you're in love with the process, you're dangerous. Nothing can discourage you. Nothing can derail you. You'll keep showing up because your standard is higher than your feelings. You'll keep grinding because your why is stronger than your wounds. That's the mindset that takes you from average to unstoppable. Think about a tree. You plant the seed, and for a long time, you see nothing. But under the surface, the roots are growing. The foundation is forming. Then one day, it breaks through the soil and begins to rise. That's how your life works when you commit to the process. You might not see the fruit right away, but that doesn't mean growth isn't happening. Keep watering, keep working, keep believing the breakthrough is coming. Sometimes the biggest growth happens in the invisible seasons when nobody is calling, when nothing is moving, when you feel like it's not working. But those are the seasons when character is built, when faith is tested, when vision is purified. Don't rush out of the silent season. They're sacred. They're shaping you into someone who can carry the weight of your assignment. Let me give you a challenge. Fall in love with the boring. Fall in love with the mundane. Fall in love with the daily disciplines that feel small but build big things. Wake up and dominate the basics. Master your routine. Show up even when motivation is missing. When you can do the simple things with excellence, you become unstoppable. You don't need hype. You've got habits. You don't need excitement. You got execution. And understand this. The process is not a punishment. It's a privilege. It's a gift. It's God's way of preparing you for what you ask for. Don't despise it. Embrace it. Don't escape it. Engage it. Because when the opportunity comes, it's too late to get ready. You need to be ready. And only the process can make you ready. So from this day forward, make a decision. I'm not chasing popularity. I'm chasing progress. I'm not living for the applause. I'm living for the assignment. I'm not impressed by speed. I'm committed to strength. I'm not here to impress people. I'm here to impact lives. That means I wake up every day and show up to the process like my life depends on it, because it does. Here's the truth. The process always pays off. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day the reward will come. And it won't just be success, it will be sustainability. You won't just arrive. You'll be able to stay. And you won't just win once. You'll keep winning because you built it the right way. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day. That's laser vision, that's real success. That's the life you were born to live. Energy is everything. Your energy is your power source. It fuels your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your outcomes. When your energy is focused, your results are amplified. When your energy is scattered, your progress is delayed. Living with laser vision means protecting your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. You can't afford to be careless with your energy. You can't afford to give it to people, situations, habits, or environments that don't serve your vision. If your energy is not aligned with your purpose, then every step you take will feel heavy, every decision will be harder, and your growth will be slower. The truth is, if you don't protect your energy, you will leak power in places that don't matter. Let's get something straight. Your energy is not unlimited. You don't have infinite reserves. You can be strong, motivated, and passionate. But if you're constantly drained by distractions, toxic people, emotional chaos, and poor habits, your vision will suffer. High energy doesn't just happen. It must be cultivated, protected, and recharged daily. Think about a laser. A laser is powerful not because it has more energy than a flashlight, but because its energy is focused in one direction. That's what you need. You don't need more energy, you need focused energy. You need disciplined energy. You need to learn how to manage and guard what you allow to touch your spirit, your time, and your space. There are energy givers and energy takers in your life right now. You've got to identify both. Energy givers are the habits, people, and routine that make you feel stronger, clearer, and more aligned. They elevate your mindset. They fuel your focus. They help you lock in. That could be waking up early, working out, praying, meditating, journaling, reading, or spending time with mentors who push you to grow. On the other hand, energy takers are the things that drain your spirit. They leave you tired, confused, anxious, or frustrated. There might be negative conversations, gossip, excessive screen time, procrastination, or relationships that pull you away from your purpose. Every time you engage with an energy taker, you're making it harder to stay focused on your goals. Your energy is a currency. And like money, you need to budget it. You need to spend it wisely. You need to invest in things that give you a return, growth, peace, clarity, progress. Too many people are bankrupt in life, not because they lack ambition, but because they're broken energy. They give their power to problems that aren't theirs to solve. They give their strength to relationships that only take and never give. They spend their mental resources on comparison, regret, fear, and worry. And then they wonder why they don't have the drive the dreams. Listen to me. You have to stop making withdrawals from the bank of your energy without making deposits. Laser vision living requires boundaries. You gotta create limits around your mind, your emotions, and your space. That doesn't mean you're rude or selfish. It means you're strategic. It means you're clear on what deserves your energy and what doesn't. You have to protect your morning. Your morning sets the tone for your day. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, scroll through negativity, or let someone else dictate your mindset, you've already lost power before you even started. Begin your day by fueling yourself. Speak affirmations. Review your goals. Spend time in gratitude. Move your body. Feed your soul. This isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to stay focused and high performing. You also need to audit your conversation. Words carry energy. What are the conversations you're having? Are they building you or draining you? Are they about growth or gossip? Are they about purpose or problem? Sometimes the reason you feel spiritually or emotionally exhausted isn't because you're doing too much, but because you're engaging in too many low-level dialogue. You can't talk purpose with people who are stuck in drama. You can't expect clarity from people who thrive in confusion. Choose your circle wisely. Your environment should be a greenhouse for growth, not a battlefield for your energy. Another critical element of protecting your energy is learning to say no. That one word, no, is a full sentence. It's one of the most powerful tools you have. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your vision, you're saying no to your goals. You're stretching your energy in directions that don't matter. Saying no doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise. It means you've chosen to value your time, your health, your peace, and your calling over temporary approval or short-term comfort. And then there's your internal energy, the energy you generate through your mindset. Your thoughts are electric. They create the emotional charge that determines how you act and react. That's why you must master your mental energy. Monitor your self-talk. Sure, are you empowering yourself or tearing yourself down? Are you focused on problems or possibilities? Are you stuck in the past or building your future? What you repeatedly think becomes the energy you live in. You can't live a powerful life with a powerless mind. You've got to flip the switch and take control of your inner narrative. Don't underestimate the power of rest either. Protecting your energy isn't just about grinding hard. It's also about recovering well. Rest is not weakness. Rest is strategy. Rest is where you recharge your power. If you're constantly burned out, overwhelmed, and overworked, you're not doing your best work. You're just surviving. You're just surviving. You need rhythm. You need restoration. That means knowing when to pause, when to breathe, when to unplug, and when to step back so you can come back stronger. You're not a machine. You're a mission. Treat yourself like one. And sometimes protecting your energy means healing the places where your power is leaking. Unresolved trauma, old wounds, unforgiveness, bitterness, these things silently drain your emotional and spiritual battery. You can't move forward with force if you're still carrying the weight of the past. Healing isn't always visible, but it's vital. That is vital. To the inner work, get the counseling. Have the hard conversation. Release the things that no longer serve who you are becoming. The stronger your soul, the more power you'll have to pursue your purpose. Let's not forget the importance of joy. Protecting your energy means prioritizing the things that make you come alive. The things that make you laugh, smile, and feel human. Purpose doesn't mean misery. Focus doesn't mean isolation. Make space for fun. Celebrate small wins. Stay connected to the parts of you that light up when you create. Explore, connect, or simply breathe. Joy is fuel. Without it, the journey becomes heavy. With it, you stay light, agile, and resilient, even in the face of challenges. Every day you are given a limited amount of energy. You choose where it goes. You choose whether to spend it or waste it. You choose whether to invest it in your goals or drain it in drama. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that response determines whether your energy gets multiplied or minimized. Choose wisely. So from now on, live with intention. Be the guardian of your own power. When you feel your energy dropping, pause and ask yourself, what am I focusing on? Who am I listening to? What environment am I in? What thoughts am I entertaining? And what needs to change? Awareness is the beginning of transformation. You can't protect what you don't recognize as being attacked. Build your life like a fortress around your energy. Create rituals that restore you. Set boundaries that protect you. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Engage in work that fulfills you. And above all, keep your vision so clear, so strong, and so alive that nothing can pull you away from it. Because when your energy is protected, your mind is sharp, your spirit is alive, your mission is unstoppable. And that is what laser vision living is all about. Not just focusing your eyes, but focusing your energy. Not just seeing the goal, but having the strength and stamina to pursue it every single day without falling apart. Energy is everything. And when you protect it, you protect your purpose. You protect your future. You protect your greatness. When we talk about laser vision living, we're talking about something more than just staying focused. We're talking about a kind of intensity, precision, and consistency that most people never achieve. And one of the most overlooked principles of this kind of living is this: small focused steps beat big random leaps every single time. The world celebrates big moments, the viral video, the breakout performance, the overnight success. But what the world doesn't see are the small, quiet, disciplined steps that led up to it. If you're going to live with laser vision, then you need to stop waiting for the big leap and start making intentional, focused moves every single day. Look, I get it. We live in a microwave culture. Everybody wants instant results. You want to change your body? You look for a 7-day workout challenge. You want to be rich. You Google the fastest way to make 6 figures. But let me tell you something. Success doesn't respond to speed. It responds to consistency. It responds to strategy. It responds to focused steps. A laser is powerful not because it's fast, but because it's focused. It takes all that energy and narrows it down to one point. And when it hits that point, it's unstoppable. That's how you need to operate. One focused step at a time. But here's the problem. Most people are trying to leap their way into greatness. They're trying to take shortcuts, and shortcuts don't work. You might skip a few steps, but you'll never build the foundation you need to sustain the weight of success. I'm now impressed by how fast you start. I'm impressed by how long you last. And the people who last are the ones who take small, deliberate, disciplined steps every single day. Even when nobody's watching, even when they don't feel like it, even when the results aren't instant. Let me ask you something. What's one thing you did today that moved you closer to your goal? I'm not talking about something flashy. I'm not talking about a post you made or a conversation you had. I'm talking about the grind. Did you write a paragraph for your book? Did you send that email? Did you wake up early and train? Did you study that chapter? See, those are the steps that matter. Those are the moments that separate the average from the extraordinary. Because while everybody else is trying to go viral, you're going vital, feeding your purpose with every small action. I remember when I was homeless, living in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash cans. Nobody knew my name. Nobody invited me to speak. But every day I made small focused steps. I got up and read. I went to the library and studied. I listened to motivational tapes on cassette players. I broke down my dreams. I prayed. I worked. And little by little, those steps began to add up. They didn't look like much to anyone else, but they were everything to me. And that's how I got here. Not by jumping over mountains, but by climbing them one rock at a time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't underestimate the power of small steps. Because small steps become habits. And habits become momentum. And momentum becomes mastery. People look at successful individuals and think, oh, wow, they're so talented. But talent didn't take them there. Discipline did. Focus did. Faithfulness did. Every step matters. And when those steps are focused, they create a force that can't be stopped. You need to shift your mindset. Stop looking at your goals like there's some faraway destination and start breaking them down into daily steps. You want to write a book? Right, 500 words a day. You want to get fit? Start walking 20 minutes every morning. You want to start a business? Learn one new concept each day and apply it. That's laser vision. That's how you win. One step at a time. And here's the other thing, small steps keep you humble. When you're taking big leaps, you start thinking you're untouchable. You get careless. But when you take small steps, you stay grounded. You stay connected to the work. You stay connected to the struggle. And that struggle sharpens you. That struggle develops you. That struggle prepares you for the platform you're asking for. You don't want to blow up before you're ready. You want to build up so that when you get there, you're unshakable. This principle doesn't just apply to business or fitness. It applies to relationships too. You want a strong marriage? Don't wait for the anniversary dinner to show love. Do little things daily. Say, I love you. Check in. Be present. You want a better relationship with your kids? Spend time with them every day. Ask about their day. Listen, small focused steps. That's what builds legacy. That's what builds greatness. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be moments in your journey where big decisions have to be made, where bold action is necessary. But those moments are rare, and they're only powerful because of all the small steps that led up to them. It's not the leap that defines you, it's the wall. I want you to understand something else. Small steps don't mean small dreams. You can have massive dreams and still take small steps. In fact, that's the only way those massive dreams become reality. Dream big, but act daily. Dream big, but execute small. Every masterpiece was built one stroke at a time. Every skyscraper was built one brick at a time. Every symphony was written one note at a time. Greatness is always built in layers, and each layer matters. So don't get discouraged when the progress feels slow. Don't quit because you're not where you want to be yet. Don't compare your step 2 to someone else's step 200. Stay in your lane, stay in your rhythm. Stay in your rhythm and trust that if you keep showing up with focus, with intention, with discipline, then you will arrive. Not maybe, not someday, you will. Because effort always compounds, focus always wins, and laser vision always finds its mark. Start today, not with a giant leap, not with a dramatic announcement, but with one small focused step, then another and another. Because the people who win in life are not the ones who move the fastest. They're the ones who never stop moving forward. Laser vision living is about precision. It's about intentionality. It's about showing up every single day, ready to take that one step that aligns with your purpose. You don't have to do everything today. You just have to do the right thing today, the focused thing. And if you do that long enough, success won't just be possible, it will be inevitable. When it comes to laser vision living, one of the most powerful aspects is the ability to eliminate distractions and focus only on what truly matters. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Our phones constantly buzzing, social media pulling our attention in multiple directions, people trying to influence our decisions, and the endless stream of entertainment and noise competing for space in our minds. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be able to silence the noise and give your undivided attention to the path that leads you toward your purpose. Think about a laser beam. It doesn't spread itself out in 100 different directions like a flashlight. It channels all its energy in one single sharp line, so powerful it can cut through steel. That's what your focus needs to look like. If your mind is scattered, if your priorities are divided, if your attention is consumed by things that don't serve your future, then you will never reach the level of success you were destined for. Every great achiever in history understood the art of eliminating distractions. Athletes like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan didn't let the world's noise get into their minds. They weren't out partying every night, scrolling endlessly through social feeds, or wasting time in idle conversation. They trained, studied, prepared, and worked tirelessly on their craft. Entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk didn't scatter their energy on meaningless pursuits. They blocked out the world and poured their attention into their vision. If you want to live with laser vision, you have to cut away the things that steal your energy, because distractions are thieves. They don't just take your time, they rob you of your clarity, your momentum, and your discipline. Every minute spent on something that doesn't align with your vision is a minute stolen from your destiny. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing they can juggle distractions and still succeed at the highest level. They tell themselves, I can still make it even if I waste a few hours a day. But those few hours compound. Over time, they become lost days, weeks, months, and eventually years. Imagine if you committed just 1 hour a day to your craft instead of wasting it on distractions. In a year, that's 365 hours of intentional growth. In 5 years, that's over 1,800 hours. Now imagine the opposite, spending those same hours scrolling, gossiping, or chasing meaningless entertainment. That's 1,800 hours of lost potential. The truth is, distractions don't just delay success. They often completely destroy it because they keep you from ever building the habits and consistency required to win. To eliminate distractions, you have to become intentional about your environment. Look at the people around you. Are they fueling your growth or draining your focus? Some of you need to create distance from people who don't understand your vision. Not because you hate them, but because they pull you away from your path. You cannot build an empire hanging around people who are satisfied with mediocrity. You cannot achieve greatness while spending every evening surrounded by negativity and small thinking. Your environment has the power to sharpen your focus or blur it completely. If you want to keep your vision sharp like a laser, surround yourself with people who push you to level up, who hold you accountable, and who support your mission. Technology is another battlefield when it comes to distractions. We live in a world where every app is designed to capture your attention and keep you hooked. Notification, endless feeds, short videos, and clickbait headlines, it's all engineered to steal your focus. If you're not intentional, you'll wake up one day realizing that years have passed and you've spent more time consuming than creating. That's why you must set boundaries. Turn off notifications. Create time blocks where you don't touch your phone. Use your technology to serve your purpose, not sabotage it. Instead of letting your phone dictate your day, use it as a tool to build, to learn, and to connect with opportunities that align with your vision. Laser vision living also requires mental discipline. Even when you eliminate external distractions, your mind can still wander. Fear, doubt, and insecurities can distract you just as much as your phone or your environment. You must train your mind to stay centered on your goals. Meditation, journaling, affirmations, and visualization are tools that can help sharpen your inner focus. Each day, remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Write down your goals. Visualize your success. Speak life into your vision. The more you practice mental discipline, the less power distractions will have over you. When your mind is anchored in your purpose, it becomes much harder for the noise of the world to pull you off course. Think about it this way. If you're driving down a highway with your eyes fixed on the destination, you don't pull over every time you see a billboard. The billboards might look interesting. They might try to grab your attention, but you keep driving because you know where you're going. That's how you must treat distraction. There will always be temptations to stop and look, to waste time on things that seem attractive in the moment but add no real value. But if you want to get to your destination, you can't afford to keep pulling over. Every time you give in to distractions, you delay your arrival. Every time you ignore them, you get closer to where you're supposed to be. Another important element in eliminating distractions is learning how to say a no. Too many people struggle with this because they don't want to disappoint others. They agree to things that don't serve their goals, extra commitments, unnecessary meetings, pointless conversations, because they're afraid of offending someone. But every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are indirectly saying a no to your vision. You must develop the courage to protect your focus by saying a no unapologetically. Your future is too valuable to waste pleasing everyone. Remember, those who truly support your vision will respect your boundary. Those who don't were never meant to walk with you anyway. Eliminating distractions doesn't mean living a boring life. It means living an intentional one. It means choosing depth over shallowness, substance over noise, purpose over pleasure. It means finding joy not in the temporary thrill of distractions, but in the long-term fulfillment of pursuing your purpose. Live this way, you start to notice something powerful. Your progress accelerates. The goals that once seemed far away suddenly become closer because you're not wasting energy on things that don't matter. Your life gains momentum. You begin to achieve in 1 year what others struggle to accomplish in 10. That's the power of eliminating distraction. At the end of the day, living with laser vision means protecting your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Your destiny, your dreams, your purpose all depend on your ability to guard your mind and energy from the countless distractions around you. Don't let the noise of the world silence your vision. Don't let the temporary steal from the eternal. Cut away everything that doesn't serve your growth, and you'll be left with a life that is sharp, powerful, and unstoppable. Just like a laser beam, when your focus is precise, there's nothing you can't cut through and nothing you can't achieve. When it comes to laser vision living, one of the most important aspects is learning how to eliminate distractions, because distractions are the enemy of progress. Every single day, people lose time, energy, and opportunity simply because they allow things that don't matter to pull them away from the things that do. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you can't afford to let every little thing take you off track. You must be intentional, deliberate, and ruthless when it comes to managing your focus. And that doesn't just mean avoiding the obvious distractions like scrolling endlessly on social media or binge watching television. It also means recognizing the subtle distractions that disguise themselves as important. But in reality, they don't move you closer to your purpose. Distractions can come in many forms. Sometimes they come as people, friends, colleagues, or even family members who don't understand your vision and unintentionally pull you away from it. Other times, they appear as opportunities that look good on the surface but actually take you off course. There are also internal distractions like self-doubt, fear, and overthinking. All of these things can drain your energy and prevent you from living with laser focus. That's why eliminating distractions is not just about avoiding things. It's about creating an environment, a mindset, and a daily routine that aligns with your vision so that distractions have no room to thrive. Think about how a laser works. A laser is powerful because all of its energy is concentrated into one focused beam. If that energy was scattered, it wouldn't cut through steel or light up the night sky. The same is true for your life. When your energy is scattered, when you're multitasking, saying yes to everything, or allowing every notification to pull you away, you lose power. You're not sharp, you're not effective, and you can't create impact. But when you start eliminating the unnecessary, when you take away everything that doesn't serve your mission, your life becomes like that laser beam, sharp, direct, and unstoppable. One practical way to start eliminating distractions is to first get clear about what truly matters to you. If you don't know your priorities, everything will feel urgent and you'll constantly feel pulled in different directions. Write down your top 3 priorities in life right now, whether that's building a career, strengthening your health, deepening relationships, or pursuing a passion project. Once you have clarity, it becomes easier to filter out what doesn't belong. For example, if health is a priority, then staying up late scrolling through your phone has no place in your routine. If building a business is your focus, then spending hours gossiping with people who aren't investing in growth is a distraction. By constantly measuring your actions against your priorities, you begin to see what is truly worth your time. Another crucial step is managing your digital environment. In today's world, technology is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it gives us access to information, tools, and opportunities like never before. On the other, it creates constant noise. Notifications, emails, text messages, social media feeds, they all compete for our attention. To live with laser vision, you need to take control of your devices instead of letting them control you. That might mean turning off unnecessary notifications, setting specific times to check your email, or even creating a no phone zones in your day. It's not about rejecting technology. It's about using it intentionally rather than mindlessly. We also have to talk about people, because the people you allow into your circle can either fuel your focus or feed your distractions. If you're surrounded by people who don't take life seriously, who spend their time complaining, gossiping, or procrastinating, it's going to rub off on you. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with focused, disciplined, purpose-driven people, their energy will challenge you to step up. Eliminating distractions often means creating boundaries with people who pull you off track. It doesn't mean you stop loving them, but it does mean you stop giving them unlimited access to your time and attention. Your vision is too important to let someone else's lack of direction derail your journey. Then there are the internal distractions, the thoughts and emotions that rise up inside you. Self-doubt is a big one. Fear of failure is another. Perfectionism, overthinking, and procrastination all fall into this category too. These are distractions because they keep you from taking action. You end up stuck in your head, replaying scenarios or waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. The way to eliminate these distractions is not to suppress them, but to acknowledge them and keep moving anyway. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means you don't let fear control you. Focused living means you take the next step, even when your mind tries to talk you out of it. Another point to remember is that distractions often come disguised as a good things. For example, you might get invited to a dozen different events or offer several business opportunities. They all might seem exciting, but if they don't align with your ultimate vision, they're distractions in disguise. This is where discernment becomes critical. Every yes you give to something is a no to something else. If you say yes to every opportunity, you dilute your energy. To live with laser vision, you must learn the power of saying no without guilt, without hesitation. Protecting your focus is not selfish. It's necessary for success. Time management is another weapon against distractions. When you don't have a plan for your day, distractions will fill the space. But when you schedule your priorities, when you block off time for deep work, exercise, relationships, and rest, it becomes much harder for distractions to creep in. Your time is one of the most valuable resources you have. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. That's why intentional scheduling and time blocking are essential tools for laser vision living. Finally, you need to guard your mental and emotional energy. Distractions don't just take your time, they take your energy. Every argument, every worry, every unnecessary commitment drains you. To eliminate distractions, you must cultivate habits that replenish your mind and body. That might mean meditation, journaling, prayer, or simply spending time in silence. When your inner world is calm and strong, external distractions lose their power over you. At the end of the day, eliminating distractions is about making a decision. It's about deciding that your vision is too important to be diluted, too valuable to be compromised. It's about choosing focus over noise, purpose over convenience, and progress over comfort. Living with laser vision means recognizing that every distraction you eliminate gives you more energy, more clarity, and more momentum to move toward your goals. You can't control everything around you, but you can control what you give your attention to. And if you learn to master your attention, you can master your destiny. When you choose to live with laser vision, you are making a declaration that your life will not be dictated by chance, distractions, or the opinions of others. You are saying that your energy, your effort, and your time will not be scattered into 1,000 meaningless places, but instead will be directed with intention toward what matters most. The conclusion of this mindset is not just about reaching one single goal, but about creating a lifestyle where clarity, focus, and discipline guide every step you take. When you live this way, you begin to realize that the noise of the world grows quieter, the confusion of options becomes simpler, and the weight of uncertainty starts to lift because you are no longer wandering. You are walking with purpose. The beauty of laser vision living is that it doesn't require perfection. It requires commitment. It doesn't mean you won't face setbacks, moments of doubt, or times where you feel lost, but it does mean that when those moments come, your focus will act as a compass that redirects you back to your path. You will no longer be the person who spends years drifting from one thing to the next, wondering why fulfillment never arrives. Instead, you will live with the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing every decision you make is aligned with your purpose, and every effort you put forth is building toward a future that matters. What's powerful about this approach is that it simplifies life. Too often, people waste energy chasing after everything and end up with nothing. Laser vision forces you to decide, what really matters to me? What am I willing to sacrifice for? What is worth my time, my sweat, my sleepless nights? Once you answer those questions, you eliminate the distractions that have been robbing you of progress. Suddenly, you don't need to compete with everyone. You just need to stay focused on your race. You don't need to compare your journey to theirs because your vision is unique to you. That freedom is one of the greatest rewards of living with laser vision. The freedom to be unapologetically yourself, moving with clarity in the direction of your calling. And while this kind of focus requires discipline, it also creates joy. There is joy in waking up every morning knowing why you're getting out of bed. There is joy in pouring yourself into something that aligns with your deepest values. There is joy in seeing progress, even small steps, because you know those steps are leading to something bigger. Laser vision living transforms life from a random series of events into a meaningful story that you are actively writing. You no longer live as a passive character being pushed around by circumstances. You live as the author, shaping your own destiny. At the end of the day, the message is simple. Life is too short to live blurry. Life is too precious to waste your energy on things that don't move you closer to who you were designed to be. When your focus sharpens, your impact multiplies. When your vision is clear, your path is unstoppable. Living with laser vision doesn't just change what you achieve, it changes who you become. You become disciplined, resilient, intentional, and powerful. So the invitation is this: don't settle for living unfocused, distracted, and reactive. Make the decision to align your life with clarity. Choose to lock in on your vision and pursue it with everything you have. The world will always offer noise, but you can choose focus. The world will always offer distractions, but you can choose direction. And when you do, you'll look back years from now and realize you didn't just lie. You lived with laser vision, and that made all the difference. When we talk about living with laser vision, the first and most critical step is clarity of vision. Without clarity, all the energy, effort, and time you pour into your life can scatter into 1,000 directions and yield very, very little. Most people drift through life aimlessly because they don't take the time to clearly define what they want. They wake up, they react to circumstances, they follow the crowd, and never stop to ask themselves, what am I truly trying to accomplish? What is my purpose? Where do I want to go? Clarity is the foundation upon which laser vision is built. It is the lens through which every decision, action, and thought must pass if you want to make your life count in a meaningful way. Clarity of vision starts with self-reflection. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. You cannot run toward a goal you cannot define. This requires being brutally honest with yourself. What do you really want? What drives you? What lights a fire in your soul so powerful that even obstacles cannot extinguish it? Too many people go through life with vague desires. They want happiness, or they want a happiness, or they want a better life. But these are general ideas, not precise destinations. To live with laser vision, you must dig deep, explore your passion, and define your vision in clear, concrete terms. Write it down, say it aloud, picture it in your mind daily. You must make it real, make it tangible, make it so vivid that you feel its weight in your chest every morning when you wake up. One of the biggest reasons people fail to live with laser vision is because they confuse busyness with progress. They think that moving a lot, doing a lot, or being active in many directions equates to productivity. But without clarity, busyness becomes distraction. And it's like trying to run in a fog. You're moving, but you don't know if you're going forward, backward, or in circle. Clarity of vision clears the fog. It gives your life direction. It allows you to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. It transforms random activity into purposeful action. Another critical aspect of clarity is understanding the difference between your goals and your purpose. Many people chase goals without understanding why those goals matter. They want a promotion, a business deal, or recognition, but they haven't asked themselves why it's important. When your vision is clear, it connects your daily actions to a bigger purpose. Your purpose acts as a compass, guiding your decisions and giving you the resilience to push through challenges. Clarity of vision is not just about seeing the goal. It's about understanding why that goal is worth the effort, the sacrifices, and the struggles you will inevitably face. Clarity also helps you prioritize. When you know exactly what you want, you can focus your time and energy on what moves you closer to that vision. It allows you to filter opportunities, relationships, and activities through the lens of your purpose. If it aligns with your vision, you engage with it fully. If it doesn't, you let it go. This skill is invaluable because every moment you spend on something that doesn't serve your vision is a moment lost forever. People who lack clarity allow others to dictate their schedule, their actions, and even their dream. Those who live with laser vision are deliberate. They guard their attention fiercely and make decisions that propel them forward. Visualization is a powerful tool in gaining clarity of vision. When you see your future in your mind's eye with precision, it becomes easier to make decisions in the present. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and successful people use visualization to mentally rehearse their success. They see themselves achieving their goals, overcoming obstacles, and living the life they desire. This mental picture serves as a map for their action. Without it, you're navigating life blindfolded, relying on luck instead of strategy. A clear vision creates an internal roadmap that tells you where to focus, when to push, and what steps are necessary to reach your destination. Clarity also requires eliminating confusion. Confusion is one of the biggest killers of focus. If you're unsure about your priorities, you will be easily swayed by the opinions of others, by trends, or by temporary temptation. Clear vision cuts through that confusion. When your vision is precise, you no longer wonder what you should do. You know. You don't hesitate. You act. You move decisively because your target is unmistakable, your purpose undeniable, and your path illuminated. Living with clarity also demands reflection and adjustment. Your vision is not static. As you grow, learn, and experience life, your understanding of what you truly want may evolve. That's normal, and it's part of living intentionally. The key is to continually reassess your vision, making sure it aligns with your values, passions, and evolving purpose. You don't abandon your vision at the first sign of difficulty. You refine it. You sharpen it. You make sure that every action remains connected to the outcome you desire. One practical way to gain clarity is to write a personal mission statement. Define who you are, what you want to achieve, and the principles by which you will live. This statement acts as a guiding document, reminding you of your priority when distractions, doubts, and challenges arise. Revisit it regularly and let it serve as a benchmark for your daily decision. Every choice you make should either bring you closer to that mission or be discarded. Clarity also helps you communicate your vision to others. When you are clear, you can articulate your goals, attract support, and inspire others to join your journey. People are drawn to those who know where they are going. Ambiguity breeds hesitation, but clarity generates confidence. It signals to the world that you are intentional, focused, and serious about your purpose. Finally, clarity of vision creates momentum. Once your target is clear, every action you take is purposeful, and every step builds on the last. You stop wasting time on distraction and start moving efficiently toward your desired outcome. Momentum feeds confidence, and confidence fuels action. The cycle becomes unstoppable because clarity gives you direction, purpose, and energy to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the path becomes. Clarity of vision is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, energy is wasted, opportunities are missed, and potential is left unrealized. With it, you operate with precision, focus, and intention. Your life becomes a directive force, unstoppable and purposeful. Every decision, every action, every thought becomes aligned with the life you are determined to create. Laser vision starts here. It starts with knowing exactly who you are, what you want, and why it matters. It starts with clarity, and from clarity, everything else follows. When you commit to living with clarity, you unlock the true power of laser vision. You no longer drift, you aim. You no longer react, you direct. You no longer wonder, you move. Clarity is the first step to living intentionally, purposefully, and powerfully. Without it, nothing else can truly align. But with it, your vision becomes unstoppable, your focus unbreakable, and your life extraordinary.